You work every single week, you show up, you grind, you earn, and yet at the end of the month, you're staring at your bank account wondering where it all went. You've tried budgeting, you've cut back, you've told yourself next month will be different. And it never is. Here's what nobody tells you. This is not a you problem. Millions of people, working harder than ever, earning more than their parents did, are falling further behind every single year. Not because they're lazy, not because they're bad with money, because the system they are operating inside was not designed to make them wealthy. It was designed to keep them spending. This video is not about budgeting tips. It is not about cutting your coffee. It is about understanding the exact mechanisms designed to drain your money, so you can stop playing a game where the rules were written against you. Let's get into it. Let's start with the one that hits everyone and almost nobody talks about clearly. Inflation. In the last decade, wages have grown, but the cost of rent, food, energy and transport has grown faster, which means in real terms, adjusted for what your money actually buys, millions of people are earning less today than they were 10 years ago. Even with a pay rise, even with a promotion, your number goes up, your purchasing power goes down. That is not bad luck. That is a documented trend. Here's what inflation actually means in plain terms. The same $100 that bought a full grocery shop 5 years ago buys significantly less today. Your savings account, if it earns 2% interest while inflation runs at 4%, is losing value every single year while sitting still. You are not falling behind because you're spending too much. You are falling behind because the cost of existing is rising faster than the system is paying you. The only defense against inflation is making your money grow faster than it loses value. A savings account that barely keeps up does not cut it. Your money needs to be working in assets that historically outpace inflation, index funds, property, or anything that grows in real value over time. Keeping cash idle is not saving. In an inflationary system, it is a slow, quiet loss. And the longer you wait to move your money, the more of it disappears silently while you're not looking. Buy now, pay later, 0% finance, minimum monthly payments. These products are not conveniences. They are precision-engineered debt tools designed by some of the smartest financial minds on earth with one goal: to make spending feel painless today so that you are paying for it, with interest, for months or years to come. The easier it is to get into debt, the harder it is to get out. Here is the minimum payment trap in cold numbers. If you carry $5,000 on a credit card at 22% interest and only make minimum payments, it will take you over 15 years to pay it off. And you will pay nearly double what you originally spent. The bank does not want you to pay it off. The entire model depends on you paying the minimum just long enough that the interest does the work for them. The exit from a debt trap is not minimum payments. It is aggressive, deliberate overpayment starting with your highest interest debt first. This is called the avalanche method. List every debt you have, rank them by interest rate highest to lowest. Throw every spare dollar at the top one while paying minimums on everything else. When the top one is gone, move to the next. Every extra dollar thrown at high interest debt returns more than almost any investment you can make, because the interest stops compounding against you the moment the balance hits zero. Pay it off like it's the only financial priority you have, because until it's gone, it is. This one is quiet. That's what makes it dangerous. Streaming, music, cloud storage, gym membership, news apps, software, meal kits. Individually, each one feels trivial. $7 here, $12 there. But add them up across the average household, and studies consistently show people are spending between $200 and $300 per month on subscriptions they barely use, and in many cases have completely forgotten about. That is $2,400 to $3,600 a year, leaving your account silently, in amounts too small to feel, but large enough to matter enormously. Here is how subscription companies keep you paying. They charge in amounts below your mental threshold for concern. They bury the renewal date in the terms. They make cancellation deliberately inconvenient. Multiple steps, hidden menus, retention offers. And they rely entirely on one thing: your inattention. The business model of a subscription company is not built on the people who use it. It is built on the people who forgot they signed up and never got around to cancelling. The fix here is a monthly subscription audit. Once a month, open your bank statement and go through every recurring charge line by line. Ask one question for each one. Did I use this enough last month to justify the cost? If the answer is no, cancel it today, not tomorrow. Because tomorrow is how subscriptions survive. Take the money you free up and automate it directly into savings or investments before your spending habits absorb it. $300 a month invested consistently over 10 years at average market returns becomes a number that will genuinely surprise you. It starts with cancelling the gym membership you haven't used since January. Banks are not on your side. That is not cynicism. That is their business model. Every product a bank offers you, every loan, every credit card, every overdraft facility is designed to generate revenue for the bank, not for you. The friendlier the offer sounds, the more carefully you should read what's underneath it. 0% introductory rate. Cashback rewards. Free overdraft for the first 30 days. These are acquisition tools. They exist to get you in the door and keep you dependent on products that cost you more than they give you. And credit card rewards are one of the most effective psychological traps in modern banking. The average cashback rate is 1 to 2%. The average credit card interest rate is 20 to 25%. If you carry a balance for even 1 month, the interest charges erase every reward you have ever earned on that card. The rewards program is not a benefit for cardholders. It is a retention tool that makes you feel you are winning a game where the house has already taken the pot. And yes, if you use a credit card, pay the full balance every single month without exception. Not the minimum, the full balance. The moment you carry a balance, every reward, every perk, every benefit is cancelled out by interest. Use the card for the purchase protection and the points. Pay it off like a debit card. Second, shop your savings account. High-yield savings accounts exist that pay 4 to 5% interest, while standard bank accounts pay almost nothing. Your bank is not going to tell you to move your money there, you have to go find it. And third, understand every fee attached to every account you hold. Monthly fees, overdraft fees, transfer fees. These are not standard costs of banking. They are optional costs that millions of people pay simply because they never question them. This next one is the trap that keeps ordinary people poor for their entire lives, and is perhaps the most damaging lie the financial system has embedded in ordinary people. Investing is for rich people, for people who already have money to spare, for people who understand the markets, not for people like you. That belief, which is quietly reinforced by the complexity of financial products, the jargon, the minimum investment thresholds, the image of investing as something done in glass towers by men in expensive suits, that belief costs ordinary people hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. And here are the numbers that the financial industry does not put on billboards. $10,000 left in a standard savings account for 30 years at 2% interest becomes around $18,000. $10,000 invested in a broad market index fund for 30 years at the historical average return of 10% becomes over $170,000. Same starting amount, same 30 years, nearly 10 times the result. The difference is not talent, it is not connections, it is not luck, it is the decision to invest rather than save. And here is what investing actually looks like for a normal person starting from scratch. You open a brokerage account, or an ISA or a 401k, depending on where you live. You set up an automatic monthly transfer, even if it is $50. You put that money into a broad market index fund that tracks the overall market. Not individual stocks, not crypto, not tips from the internet, the whole market. And then you leave it alone. You do not check it every day. You do not panic when it dips. You add to it consistently and let time do the work that no savings account ever will. You do not need to understand the stock market. You do not need a financial advisor. You need a brokerage account, one index fund, and the patience to let decades pass. That is the entire strategy that has quietly built wealth for millions of ordinary people, while the financial industry sold them complexity they never needed. You were never bad with money. You were handed a system with hidden rules and told to figure it out alone. Wages engineered to fall behind inflation. Debt products designed to keep you paying forever. Subscriptions built to drain you in amounts too small to feel. Banks profiting from your confusion. An investing gap kept wide by the myth that it isn't for people like you. These are not accidents. They are features. But here is the thing about knowing the rules, even the rigged ones. Once you see them clearly, you can start making moves that work despite them. So here is exactly what you do with everything you just learned. 5 moves. That is it. Put your money in assets that beat inflation. Kill high-interest debt aggressively. Audit your subscriptions every single month. Use your bank's products without being used by them. And start investing. Something, anything, into a broad index fund this month. Not when you earn more. Not when things calm down. This month. The system is not going to change for you, but you can absolutely change how you move inside it. The system was never broken. It is working exactly as designed. Nobody is coming to fix this for you. Not the government. Not your employer. Not your bank. Every single one of them benefits from you not knowing what you just learned. And yeah, they built the game. They wrote the rules. They own the board. But here is what they cannot do. They cannot stop you from learning how to play. And you just did. The only question left is simple. Are you going to keep playing by rules written by people who don't want you to win? Or are you done with that? Your move. And if you want to keep making the right ones, you know where the subscribe button is.